Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and once again I'm coming to you with another product review. And the product that we're going to review, well, according to the box, is a red dot. Yeah, not very good packaging, but this is from a company called CVLife, and I had never heard of them before, and essentially they're one of those Amazon sellers. However, before you click away from this video and think this thing is a piece of junk, I do want to qualify why I do these reviews. Now, I have no idea the quality of this red dot optic at all, and we're going to find out together. But one of the reasons that I do these reviews is because not everybody is in a situation where they can afford a high-end aim point, and they're looking for something affordable that they can get relatively easy. And of course, you can buy this on Amazon. Now, the price of this is very competitive. As I'm filming this, it's a little bit north of $100. I'll also say that some of the stuff that's been coming out of China has really surprised me. Many of these are made in the same factories as other optics that have brand names that we know. They just change a couple of things and put on their own logos. So sometimes these things really work well and are good deals, but that's what we're here to find out. The site that we're going to be taking a look at today is the CVLife Eagle Feather Solar Red Dot. So this is supposed to have a solar panel on it, and I guess it's kind of like those Holosuns, but who knows? It could be a piece of junk or it could be a home run. So let me go ahead and adjust the camera. Let's unbox this. Let's see what this thing is all about. Let's mount it to a rifle and let's take it to the range and see if the thing actually works. So here is the box the CVLife Eagle Feather Solar Optic comes in. It just says red dot. Well, I guess that about is as descriptive as we can get. Here is the information on the back and the tag, but not much to say when it comes to the box. But let's go ahead and open it up and let's see what's inside. All right, so we pretty much have the sight itself. But before we open that, let's see what else comes in the box here. We get, hopefully, an owner's manual. Yes, we get some instructions. We get a couple of tools, a wrench and an Allen wrench. Looks like we get a couple of batteries and a cleaning cloth. All right, so let's open this thing up and see what it's about. It does come with a mount. That is nice. All right, so there it is. CVLife. Looks pretty nice. There's our solar panel on the top. You know, the thing I've noticed about many of these red dot sights is I think they're made in the same factory as some other brands, which is a very common practice when it comes to Chinese manufacturing, and they just rebrand it as different things. So this might be a little bit different than some of the other options that they make for other companies, but it probably has many of the same features. So let's take off these lens caps. The glass looks pretty darn clear. There's the controls on the side. We got adjustments for windage and elevation. There's the front, the reflective lens. Here's a close-up of the mount. It should mount to Picatinny rail. All right, so I think the best thing to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and read the instructions. I'm going to put the battery in this thing. I'm going to mount it to this AR-15, and we're going to see what this thing is all about and how it just performs here on the workbench before getting it to the range. So let me go ahead and do that now. So I got the battery in this thing, and I've had a little bit of hands-on time with it. I've even mounted it to this rifle, but I did want to show you a few features of this that I am kind of impressed with. First off, this solar panel definitely works, and let me show you. I will unscrew the cap, and I will take the battery out. So the battery is now out of the sight, and then I will try to show you here. I might have to use a flashlight, but I will turn the sight on. And there might be enough light in here for it to turn on. And let's see. It's kind of dark in here, but let me go ahead and turn on the flashlight, and there you go. You can see it is picking up the light and it is putting that dot on there. Now, granted, this camera can't pick up that dot very well, but that dot is super, super duper bright. So that feature of this sight works without the battery. That is really cool. So you do have that backup. I am pretty impressed with it. And it is still on, as you can see. I just got to get it angled right here. So the battery simply goes in the side and you twist down the cap, and that is easy to do. The controls are very simple. The buttons on the side here, you push the up button to turn it on, and if you hold the down button, it will turn off, and then once it's on, you can use either button to adjust the illumination. The adjustments on the side for windage and elevation do have some pretty darn nice clicks to them. They're easy to get to, but they aren't protected turrets, so it's not like you take off a cap and adjust them that way. So some people may not like that because they might be easily adjusted, but that detent, when it comes to those clicks, is pretty darn strong. The glass is clean on it, it's very clear. And when it comes to the mount, it does go on the rifle pretty well. We do have a lock washer on it. It does hold that down, and that wrench that came in the box is to tighten that down. So I've had it on this rifle and it has been pretty darn secure. Now, I'm not sure if this shares a footprint with any other optics, and maybe you can change the mount, but that's something I might have to investigate. But this mount as it is seems to work pretty well, and this is what I want to review it with because it is what comes in the box. And being that it will mount to a piece of Picatinny rail, we'll just mount it right here, and then let's tighten it down, and there you go. And it's on there and it works well. It's on there solid. I am very, very impressed with this. It looks nice, it seems to function well, and I think this just goes to show that the technology and the products coming out of China are catching up with their American counterparts. Chinese stuff really used to be junk, but I think the cheaper Chinese stuff today is equivalent to some of the best stuff maybe 10 years ago. And so this is going to probably be a pretty darn good optic. Hopefully it will hold zero. But the only way to find out, of course, is to take it to the range. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go to the range with this optic. Let's see if it has any problems like flickering. Does it hold zero? And simply just put it through its paces and find out. So let's get to the range. And so we're back from the range, and what did I discover about the CVLife Eagle Feather Solar Red Dot? Well, it performed well. It's easy to adjust, it holds 0. When you're using the Optic, it reminds me a lot of the SIG Romeo 5 series, and I guess with the solar panel on top reminds me some of the Holosun, and I kind of feel like it's a blend of those optics. It's a nice option at an affordable price. It holds 0. I didn't experience any flickering at all. The dot is clear, and you have about 10 illumination settings. The only issue that I think I had with this had to do with those settings, however. At my range, it's very dimly lit. And for me, sometimes I would want more settings because one setting's a little bit too dim and one is a little bit too bright. I wish it had maybe about 13 or 14 settings. The other thing about this dot is that because it is solar powered, it has an auto illumination setting. And so depending on how much light is coming into the dot, it will change the settings. And I did notice that at my range, once again, where I have that low lighting situation, sometimes it was going between the manual and the auto. And so it wasn't a flicker, it would just change settings until I moved the rifle a little bit. I kind of feel like once you turn it on, it needs to bypass that auto illumination. So I would see a little bit of variance in that level, but that would be the only thing that I would note about this that I don't like. And as far as I can tell, there's no way to turn that off. It's supposed to be a power saving option, and I do like that. It will turn off after it's been put away for a while. But in those lower light situations, and if I have it set to a certain illumination, I want it to stay there. It wasn't a big deal. It did not affect the performance or the zeroing of the Optic. It was just something to note. But with those power saving options, it should last you a very long time. So overall, I'm very pleased with the performance and the accuracy I was able to get out of this. Is this going to be a go-to-war optic? I really don't think so. I'm sure it's durable. It's not going to be torture tested like an aim point or an optic of that level, but I think if you're looking for something affordable with lots of options that is solar powered at an affordable price to put on your range or plinking AR-15, this is going to work just fine. I think the only other thing that I should note is the mount. After shooting it a while, sometimes it does want to come loose just a little bit. So once again, I'm not sure if this dot will fit on any other mounts. It wasn't bad, and I'm sure if I took the wrench out and really tightened this thing down, it would stay tightened. But that was only after about 100 to 150 rounds that I noticed it was just a little loose. So it wasn't bad. It's just something that I would keep my eye on and probably look for other mounting options. So overall, on my star system, how would I rate the CVLife Eagle Feather Solar Red Dot? Well, it performed really well. I could easily give this 4.5 stars out of 5, but please understand that rating comes from its price point as well. Of course, an aim point, an EOTech, or a Trijicon would blow this out of the water, but those optics are 4 to 5 times as much as this one is. So as a budget optic, 4.5 stars out of 5. I really see no problems with it. The glass is clear, it works, it's easy to adjust. All the adjustments have the click settings. It's solar powered. You get a lot of options for what you pay for. So 4.5 stars out of 5. So what do you guys think? Have you ever even heard of this company before? And what do you think about solar powered optics? I would love to know in the comments section below. So, as always, thanks for watching.